The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2 with but one more inning to play, and then when Cooney died at first, the Barrows did the same. A pale-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A strangling few got up and to go, deep in despair. The rest clung to that hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could get a whack at that, we'd put money on it now, with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did also Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo while the later was a cake. So upon the stricken multitude grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, the men saw what had occurred. There was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then, from 5,000 throats and more, there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the den, it pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. 10,000 eyes were upon him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then, while the withering pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye. A sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered spear came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it. Haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded speed. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult and bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun spear flew. But Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, strike two. The sneer that fled from Casey's lips, the teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in this favored land the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and little children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. For my statement of intent, I tried to emphasize words like Mighty Casey, and I tried to talk a little bit louder when there was parts like the strikes with the umpire. For pauses, I put them where I thought they were best fit or at the end of segments for the poem. And for what I learned is that this project takes a lot of practice and time.